Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. We are back to play some cards, and today I will show you the deck that we introduced in the last episode. The German combo deck, as it is called, though it is not really a combo deck anymore, because that was the original intention of the deck idea, but yeah, I did not complete it in the way I wanted to, and yeah, made something different out of it. And basically, if you saw the last episode, you've already got an impression about how the deck is working. And yeah, the main object of this deck is to rush down the opponent by cheap small units, so I'd say standard aggro deck, and it relies heavily on German tanks. So yeah, the first card that we have here is the SD-KFZ, or the long way, the Sonderkraftfahrzeug 222. Yeah, the 1/1 tank with Blitz that boosts adjacent units by +1 attack. This is 2 times in the deck. Then we have the Combat Engineers on the US side that will give units +1 attack as soon as they move into the front line. It's also 2 times attack. Then we have the Nachschub, the 04 smokescreen elite German infantry card. That gives you 2 credits 1 time a turn if you destroy a unit in your turn. So yeah, and this is quite an important card because if you want to trade early, you get 2 additional credits that will help you to bring out more of your cheap cards, like this one here, or the Panzer 2A, yeah, which is the next card. 1 free, Blitz and Smokescreen for 1 cost and 1 operation cost, of course 4 times in the deck. And here's one of the key cards, the Fast Heinz, that will buff all of the German tanks in the front line by +2/+1. Then we have the Befehlswagen 2 times. That comes out as soon as you take the front line. We have the Wirbelwind 2 times, is another Blitz tank with solid stats and cheap operation costs. And of course it pins every enemy aircraft that is played out, especially useful against Britain and Japan. And then we have the Panzer 35T as one of the super cards with 2/2 Blitz and 0 operation costs if it played as long as you have an infantry unit under control, like the Combat Engineers or the Nachschub or the infantry regiment that draws you a card at the end of the turn if you control the front line. So we only have this 1 time. 2 times would have of course been better, but yeah, we sadly only have it 1 time in our collection. I could craft it yesterday in the opening session. We draw 2 special wildcards, so now we have 7. Yeah, maybe it's a consideration to craft this card, but I don't know if we want to play this deck for a very long time, because yeah, we playing it right now just for the objective to go up to progress step 49 to get a German elite wildcard to craft the Komet. So there are another 2 infantry units, the 1st Marines, 3/4 in stats, 3 credit costs and 1 operation costs with Blitz. The second ability is not so strong. It is sometimes good, but yeah, the big thing is the Blitz, that you can move it into the front line right away. Then we have the Hellcat, only one time too, but always a nice finisher, especially in combination with the Komet engineers or Blitzkrieg. There we have the Panzer III L, a pretty standard card in most of the German aggressive decks. A 3-5 Blitz tank, with very cheap costs, free, though it has 2 operation costs, but it gets buffed by a +1 for every non-tank unit that you have. So best thing we can get is +1 because we only run infantry and tanks. Then we have the Panzer 38T, another solid tank, but mainly it is in the deck to draw cards. Then we have the Flammpanzer 2 times to get rid of some annoying enemy units. Operation costs are a little bit too high to use it as a attacking Russian unit, whatever. But it's a solid body, and as I said, it has a good deployment effect. Here's the Blitzkrieg, the other winning card in the game, in the deck. We have it only one time as well. I thought it might be enough, but I'm not quite sure. Maybe we should add another copy of the card. So then we have the Sherman here 3 times. We could add it a 4th time, but I think 3 times is enough because we do not have so many US units that can move into the front line. So we can make use of the effect, and the effect is of course the main thing of the card. Of course, 4/4 stats that can rush from the front line, from the support line into the front line and attack. The turn after it's played is always good in combination with the Blitzkrieg, but is not used that often. So now I have to correct myself. I forgot about the BF 109. That is a 3rd unit type, so the Panzer III L can go up to 5/5. This is a very good card if you have a tank and an infantry unit out as it is played, because it gets +3/+3, so you have a 6/6 unit in turn 4. And having a tank is absolutely no problem. And having an infantry unit should be okay. So we have 3 times that we can do it to buff our units, make them a little bit stickier on the board, and of course draw more cards. We have the Stars and Stripes to remove something, and I added this one here. I know it does not fit that well into the deck style, but I thought maybe it is not so bad to have a big tank. We have only one of those, and of course the one reason is we do not have any other big tank in our collection, and the other reason is it would cripple ourselves if we add too many of these big cost units. But I had the one or the other situation where this really comes in handy, because it has 8/8 in stats and heavy armor 2, and most of our opponents do not expect such a card. They see all those cheap tanks, 1 and 2 drops, and suddenly there is this big monster. It cannot be pinned. So the Panzer 1E that cannot be targeted by orders, the elite card, is obviously stronger. But this was added in the time when the Super Duper combo was in almost every deck. The combination of supply shortage and critical damage. So it would not have been affected. At least it would not have been pinned. And so if we run out of cards and draw this, and we can slam it, and we do not need credits for any other unit, and maybe we force our opponent to trade many cards into this, or we can even end the game. Yeah, and that's it about this deck. Yeah, it is of course not perfect. There are some cards that could be replaced, or yeah, some others that should be included, like a second 22nd Infantry Regiment to get a higher chance of drawing cards. But yeah, I think it is okay to play a little bit on the ladder, and yeah, it is, as I said, mainly to yeah, complete the progress steps, and yeah. So we will go for it in this match, and we will see how we will perform. So we are facing a German deck. In the last matches, I've saw pretty many times a German burn deck. That runs only countermeasures and orders. Yeah, but as we've seen, this was an infantry. There comes the Marder, so yeah, I don't know what kind of deck we are facing here. Looks like some sort of aggro deck, because this Marder, yeah, okay, yeah, this looks really like some aggressive style. So yeah, the combat engineers would be great if we could draw them, so we can play those two. We are, it's a little bit of a slow start here that we have. Interesting. 3 times Panzer 38 in a row. Oh, now he comes with his tanks. And there's our big one. Maybe we can counter something here. Yeah. This is really not what you want to have in hand. So I hope it takes him a little bit time to eat through all of those. Okay, now here's yeah. So if we would play this one here, it would go down to 6 if he attacks. Let's try it. Okay, so he goes for the front line. So actually this was a slight misplay. It you should always draw cards and play afterwards. We did it now the other turn around, but on the other hand, we could not have drawn a card that would have helped us in any way. Yeah, so Stars and Stripes will not help us here. So we will play one of these and do some damage. So now actually we have a lethal on board. Yeah, if he would attack, our big tank would not die to this fighter. So, and as you can see, our opponent seems to struggle a little bit about this card. So although it does not fit that well into the deck type, it is not so bad. So now he has to react in some way. He needs to clear out something from us, and even if he manages to do so, okay, he plays an order to get rid of it. So in this way we can call out another Fieldswan and clear this one out. A little bit sad that we could not make use of their effect, the deployment effect, but yeah, it is what it is. And next time we probably go for we can do it. Huh, okay. So we will draw and hope for a Hellcat, or so if you play the Marines additionally, do not have enough for the Hellcat. So let's search for it, and we do not find it. Yeah, but we can send those units in. I think we need something on the board because this is really hard to kill. We hope that he plays some more units and we can make better use of the Stars and Stripes. And there's our Heinz. Little bit of a gamble here, but he's so low on hand cards yeah, that he is forced to trade in, I guess. Oh, okay. So yeah, super card for him that he draw right into this. Yeah, so we will draw. So I guess we have to play what is possible to give him as much targets as possible. And yeah, to have enough on the board to get rid of this one here. So I guess he will clear out the Sherman with the Leopold. And then we have, of course, the problem with the Panther. Okay. This was really bad. So now we actually have to send both of these in. Ha. Yeah, this card draw would have been really great. So yeah, I mean, okay, yeah, this looks like it is over. There's no way we can deal with this. Yeah. Yeah, that was close, a little bit unlucky because he just draw into the Leopold, and which let him clear out our complete board. Yeah, but that's it. We jump right into the next match, and we hope that our opponent will not be that lucky again. So, Japan, if I saw correct. Oh no, Soviet deck. Yeah. Most popular Soviet deck these days is still the self damage, I guess. Or maybe we've seen plenty of artillery decks in the last matches. So the main question here is, do we start with the Panzer or with the combat engineers? And yeah, I think we will start with the combat engineers in case we will draw the Panzer 35. Because then we can play it next turn and attack right away. And there it is. So 3 damage in turn 2, followed by another 2 damage in turn 3, hopefully. No card draw today. So next turn we can use the SD KFZ 222 and buff these even more. Yeah. Let us trade pretty well here. And we deal another 6 damage. So in turn 4 he's already down to 8 health. We have the Hellcat that can be used next turn to attack. Yeah, so we can play this one here and use it for free, and this one costs 1, 2, 3. Yeah, then we cannot use this one here anymore. But then we will inflict 4, 7 damage, and with this only 6. So we go for this line here. So we have still the Hellcat back in our hand for another unit that can rush in and deal a lot of damage. Yeah, then we end the match like this. And yeah, that was a nice example of how it can work. And yeah, we reached our goal with this victory. Yeah, we are recording now for almost 30 minutes, I think. This is a good end of this episode. Yeah, next time we can go for the card back. Yeah, maybe we can already use it, because actually the original plan was to use it definitely on the Komet, because the Komet is a very strong card that is used in very many decks, no matter if you are playing a control type or an aggressive type. It's this one here, 6 credits for a 4/2 fighter that comes back to your hand, so you deal 4 damage every single turn. And I do not see any German card that can be used in more kind of decks. Of course, there are a whole lot of very good cards in the German elite class, but yeah, for this one here that we can use only on Germany, we will craft yeah, the Komet, and we will do so. And there it is. So now we can add it right into our deck, but yeah, I actually did not thought about which card we could replace. Yeah, maybe one of the fighters. Yeah, do not want to remove any of these cheap tanks. Maybe the Stars and Stripes, but there are some situations that really can that this card really can help. Yeah, normally I would have to replace this one instantly, but as you have seen in the last match, or in the second last, yeah, it can be used. So I guess we go for the fighter at the Komet, and yeah, spend our German elite wildcard for this one here, and we will hope that we can use it to end some matches in our favor. So yeah, that's it for this video. If you liked it, please hit the like button, leave a comment below, and please subscribe to the channel and help me to push a little bit. Thank you for watching.